Put this behind. Loosen it. इसको पीछे लो. Take this behind and put that stand ahead.
Munachira Vanachari Ayo Kunjali Hare Kunja Hare Radha Kunja Radha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Jai Sri Ram. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Look Prem Dan, Harinam, Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Shri Brajabhumi, Radhesha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srinam. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Kirtan, yo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yeah, yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Woo! Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hey! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Hey! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Go, 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 go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Woo! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Wow, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Go Premanandi! Go Premanandi! Jai Go Prem, 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 Prem. Go Prem, 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 Premanandi! Jai Sri Ram! Jai Sri Ram! Jai Sri Ram! Go Premanandi! Kirtan forever! Om Agyan Timidandasya Ginangana Shilakaya Chakshul Militam Jena Tasma Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Sa Dadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivindam Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Kartamashi, my little one. Good morning, everyone. I'm so much enjoying my visit here to the lotus feet, at the lotus feet of Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, in the association of so many wonderful devotees. So I thought this morning I would speak on the importance of associating with devotees, sadhu sangha. This association, this is sangha means association. Birds of a feather flock together. You see the crows and you see the swans. So this morning people are congregating for different, sporting events and different parties and so forth and so on. But this is like Paramahamsa. This is the best type of association. Swan-like persons who know the essence of life, the purpose of life. Atato Brahma Jignasya, to become Krishna conscious. So we know by Prabhupada's grace how to live in this world, like the swan. The swan has this peculiar ability that if you pour milk into the water, the swan can drink the milk without getting the water. It's almost mystical, or at least it's amazing how Krishna created this world. I've actually, when I first heard it as a new devotee, I said, really? A swan can drink, if you pour milk in the lake, the swan can drink the milk and not the water? I was a new devotee, so. So I went to a lake in San Francisco, and I poured some milk, because there are lots of lakes, it's a famous lake there. It's called Swan Lake. So I poured the milk into the water, and the swans came. Lo and behold, they would drink from there, and the water would come out of their nostrils. They were sucking, the water, but they were getting the milk, but the water was, by nature's arrangement, the water was coming out of their on their beak. They have two little nostrils. I said, it's true. The Vedic knowledge is true. I'm never going to doubt it again. By the mercy of the swan. So all of you are swan-like personalities. You live in this world, and there are so many things that you can achieve. Name, fame, glory, money, honey. Money is the honey. Money is the honey. It's so sweet. It can't be beat. That's their mantra, unauthorized mantra. You won't find it in Rig Veda. They're thinking like that, but we know we take only what is necessary. We can take. We have to maintain the body. We have to maintain our family. We have our society. We have our world. We want to leave it in a good condition for our grandchildren. So we take what is necessary, but not an iota more. If the whole world lived like this, there would be no poverty, no one would be in need, because the Supreme Lord has created things in such a way that, the ant gets his 1 grain of sugar and the elephant gets his 1 ton of hay. It's just nature's arrangement. But because of greed, human beings with uncontrolled senses take more than they need. So the motto should be, simple living with high thinking. Or in material society they say, take according to your need, not according to your greed. Then there'd be no environmental problems, no warming up with the climate, etc. It's very simple. We have the solutions to all problems in this world. If only people would listen. It's not easy. This is the preacher's dilemma. He's on the street distributing books, and 1 out of 25 people take a book. I did book distribution many, many years, and I sat down and made a calculation one day. 1 out of 25 people stop. What if the whole world stopped and listened to us? Oh, happy day. That would be a happy day. So the association with devotees is so important, because by associating with devotees, we take on the qualities of the devotees. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote that devotional service is something that you imbibe. I don't know what the Hindi or what are the local languages. It's something you imbibe from other devotees. Like COVID. It's a bad word. How did we get COVID? By Sangha. Asat Sangha. Unwanted association. We got COVID. So Krishna consciousness is a little mystical, actually. That we get Krishna consciousness by sitting here in a group of devotees. Shravanam, Kirtanam brings Krishna Smaranam. Just by sitting together and relishing these higher topics of Krishna consciousness, we imbibe devotional service. It's really, you can't underestimate the potency of association with devotees. It's almost like transcendentally automatic. Like when I was young, in America you could order, like from South America, it was kind of strange, you could order all these creatures. For a few years, like lizards and bugs and spiders and snakes. My mom hated it. But I loved it. I'd take money from my father's wallet or mother's purse, and I'd write it and put it in an envelope and send it away, and 3 weeks later a snake would arrive in the mail. Addressed to me. My mother would just, what, another snake? Or spiders, just boys, it would be boys. Frogs and snails and puppy dog tails, they say in English. And girls are sugar and spice and everything nice. It's a phrase we have in America. So boys, they like these kind of things. So I used to get these lizards. They were called chameleon lizards. And this chameleon lizard, by nature's way, as a form of protection from predators, wherever the lizard is sitting on a leaf or a branch or the ground, his skin turns that color. And I read about it when I was like 9 years old. I said, no. Again, I was doubting, but I just always had a curious mind. I said, you had to prove it to me. So I ordered one of these lizards. I took him out of the box. He was looking at me like, ooh, what are you going to do with me? And I put him on a green leaf. Boom! Within a few moments, his skin turned a green shade. I picked him up and he's looking at me again. I put him on a brown branch, and his skin turned brown. And I had a red piece of paper. This was the final. Put him on the red piece of paper. By nature's way, to protect him so he could hide from predators, his skin turned red. And I picked him up and he smiled at me. See? I'm just kidding. But it isn't a little mystical. It's a wonder. One time Prabhupada said, the material creation is mystical. How it's working, how it's going on. Still we don't know so many things. We don't know how blood is transformed into milk from the udder of the cow or your breast of your mother. Scientists don't know how blood turns into milk. They don't know so many things. They're so proud of what they know and they're the big authorities, but they know very little. But we know that by association with devotees, we become Krishna conscious. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has listed association with devotees as one of the most important items in making progress. Actually, he lists 64, essential items of devotional service that we should follow, but because life is short and then you die, he stressed 5. We want to get out of the slow lane into the fast lane, isn't it? We're going on. I've been a devotee some weeks, some months, some years, some decades. I'm still not crying, which is the goal. Love of Radhesham. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain. Krishna, I'm feeling your separation. And I haven't come to that stage. But we have to come to that stage in order to go back home, back to Godhead. So Mahaprabhu lists, or it is listed 64 items of devotional service in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Mahaprabhu, he lists 5. Get in the fast lane. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravana, Mathura Vasa, Shri Mutira, Shradaya Shivana. One should associate with devotees. One should chant the holy names of the Lord. One should hear the king of all scriptures, Grantaraj. Grant means scripture, Raj, because it deals only with Amhal Bhakti, pure devotion. One should hear Srimad Bhagavatam. One should reside or visit Mathura or Vrindavan. And, number 5, one should worship the deity with faith and veneration. There you have it. That's a prescription for the disease of material life, to get cured. You could go to the doctor and he gives you a prescription, 2 pills a day for 3 weeks. You don't really know medicine, you're a layman, you don't know how it's working, but you have faith in the doctor, because up on the wall it says he graduated from such and such a university with distinction, with honors. So you take it. So we take this medicine because we have faith in Gauranga and Guru Gauranga. I asked Tamal Krishna Goswami, my very dear departed godbrother, What's the most important quality of a disciple? What's the most important quality of a disciple? So he kind of closed his eyes and then he said, the most important quality for a disciple is Guru Nishta, faith in the spiritual master. The spiritual master is Krishna's representative. Krishna came and went, but the representatives remain on this earth like ambassadors from the spiritual world. So what they say is absolute truth. And our minds may, challenge sometimes and wonder and so, but no. Guru Nishta, we have faith that whatever our spiritual teachers are telling us, whatever Shastra is telling us, we have faith like that. So have faith. Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavat Shravana Mathura Vasha Shrimutira Shradaya Sevana. Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, you know him, great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagannath Puri. He hinted that chanting the holy names and associating with devotees are two essential ingredients of becoming Krishna conscious in the age of Kali. Shamshara Sharpa Dushtanam Murchitanam Kolo Yuge Ashadam Bhagavan Nama Shurimad Vaishnava Shevanam. I love this verse. I often quote it. In this age of quarrel, the remedy for those fallen souls who have been bitten by the serpent of samsara is the name of the Supreme Lord and menial service to exalted Vaishnavas. In this age of quarrel, the remedy for those fallen souls who have been bitten by the serpent of samsara, repetition of birth and death. What's the remedy for that disease? The name of Krishna and service to the Vaishnava. A combination. Just like we have, I don't know if you study this, but chemicals. There's nitrogen and glycerin. They're both potent chemicals. But you put them together, nitroglycerin, boom! Right? Nitroglycerin, it's known, it's a you put the compound together, you shake it, boom! Everything goes up in smoke. So nitrogen and glycerin. So the chanting of the holy names and service to the Vaishnavas, you get a Hare Krishna explosion. And that's not the kind of explosion that destroys everything. It's the explosion that just propels everyone back to the spiritual world. So according to Shastra, just how important is this Sadhu Sangha, association with devotees and becoming Krishna conscious? Well, the sages in Naimisharanya, they said to Sutta Goswami, Tulya Yama Lave Napi Nasvargam Napunar Bhavam Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kim Tashisha. The value of a moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot even be compared to the attainment of heavenly planets or liberation, moksha, from matter. What to speak of worldly benedictions in the form of material prosperity, which are for those who are meant for death. Oh, that's a strong verse. Then Sutta replies to them, Shushusho Shridhanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi Syan Mahatsevaya Vipra Punyatirtha Nishevanat. Oh, twice-born sages, by serving those who are completely free from vice, a great service is done. By such service, one gains an affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. You come into the association of devotees, and what do they do? It's all Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hey! It's all that. And then you kind of, you start going Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hey! It's catchy. The Maha Mantra is very catchy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Oh, twice-born sages, by serving those who are freed from vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains an affinity for hearing these subject matters. You're not getting restless. You're not going away. Even this young boy, he's listening. It's so attractive. Why? because it's non-different than the Lord himself. And Krishna is all attracted. So power, this is very powerful. We're sitting here and what's happening? There's a transformation, there's a cleansing. Cheto, dharpanam, marjanam, perhaps some, person who can paint or draw, he could draw in such a way that as we're speaking, he would draw that your from your heart is washing out lust, anger, and greed, and it's just going out the temple into the sewer. It's where it belongs. Lust, anger, and greed. That's what's happening. It's not a figurative thing. It's actually happening. As you're sitting and listening according to the quality of your listening, these things are going away. So you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. You could be anywhere in Hyderabad. You had so many choices, but you came here, and in the association of devotees, we're creating a river into the sewer of all our back. Bye-bye, don't come back. See, I'm not going to even see you later. Go away, stay away. Lust, anger, and greed. Otherwise, how do you get rid? You can wash the body with soap, but how do you wash your heart? You can't swallow a bar of soap. When I was a young boy, sometimes I was naughty. My father would say, if you say that again, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap. I won't say it again, Daddy. So how do you wash the heart? Shabda Brahma. Through transcendental sound. It works, transcendental sound. The other day, I mentioned, I came with Prabhupada here to Hyderabad for the opening of the temple. What year was that?
76.
Okay, 76. We took a train, 10 or 15 of us, for the installation of Radha Madan Mohan. I'm part of your family. I was here from the beginning. And the day before, we went to a village outside somewhere, I think where the farm is. And there were some villages, and the villagers came to see Prabhupada. I was like, what? We won this long train ride. It's so hot. I'm so tired. I'm hungry. Prabhupada said, let's preach. Yes, Srila Prabhupada. So we drove out to the farm, and there was a tree. And the villagers, there weren't many, maybe 25, 30 villagers there. They came, Prabhupada spoke to them. He was so kind. And I remember one Mataji, elderly lady, she was kind of heavy set. She said, Swamiji, I have a question. Prabhupada said, yes. It was all being translated for me. I didn't speak. And she said, Swamiji, why did Ram come to this earth? What was the purpose of this incarnation? It's all coming back. I don't know, the feathers. Ram. Why did Ram come to this earth? Then Prabhupada said something I'll never forget. He said, what was the purpose of Ram's incarnation? He said, to teach us the difficulties in accepting a wife. They're laughing harder than you men. He said that. He smiled, from Ramayana, there's so many answers you could give. Pariturnaya sadhanam vinashaya dushkritam ravana. He said, no, Ram came to this earth to show how difficult it is to have a wife. That's all I remember from the lecture. Because during the lecture, I fell asleep. Because it was so hot. I was only 19 or 20, and we'd been traveling, and I had nothing to eat. It was so hot. So suddenly I heard, Indradyumna, why are you sleeping when I'm speaking? And I woke up and Prabhupada was looking at me. Why are you sleeping? I don't speak Hindi. He said, it does not matter. This is Shabda Brahma. This is transcendental sound. It will act. It will purify your heart. Stay awake, young man. Yes, Prabhupada. I never slept again in a class the last 53 years. Shabda Brahma, what do we do when we come together? The Gita says when we come together, this is what we do. We speak of Krishna. And we have unlimited pastimes of Krishna, tattva, rasa. We have many of, we have the philosophy, we have Krishna's pastimes. We can go on and on and on and on without any problem. So Mahaprabhu, he says, Sadasanga, Sadasanga, Savashastakoi, Lavamatta, Sadasanga, Savasiddhi Hoy. The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that even a moment's association with the devotee, one can attain success. And how many moments are we here? This morning we're here for so many moments. So when you leave this hall, you're going to be a different person. You're going to be changed. This is the purpose of religion. It's meant to cleanse the heart and awaken love of God. When you go into a church, when you go into a mosque, you go into a Buddhist thing, or you go to a Jewish synagogue, you go to a temple here in India, you should go into the house of God for purification and awakening of God. You should come out a different person. You just don't go for some social reason to see your friends, have something to eat. No, this is serious business. We're serious business. Any moment of life can never be gained back for all the gold in the world. So we come here for purification and bhakti. And Rupa Goswami, he further says that in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that even a small attachment for any one of these 5 activities can arouse devotional ecstasy in a neophyte. What? Hearing Bhagavatam, worshipping the deity, associating with devotees, chanting Hare Krishna. Any of these 5, he says, in a neophyte devotee, by practice, just one of those things, you can bring ecstasy. You can experience ecstasy. Wow. So they're all very important, but I sometimes wonder what's the most essential. The inquisitive mind, always questioning. They're all essential. It's like Jiva Goswami, when describing the different dhams, the places of the Lord, like Dwarka, Mathura, Vrindavan, he describes them as Dwarka is perfect. There Krishna is the king, and the relationship is Aishvarya Bhav, master and servant. It's perfect. All the residents of Dwarka are perfect, are Nitya Siddhas. But then he says Mathura is more perfect. Because there, the women of Mathura, they have an amorous attraction for Krishna. It's a little more intimate than master-servant. But then he says Vrindavan is most perfect because of the pure love of the gopis for Krishna. Their loving nature for Krishna is very deep. So he says perfect, more perfect, and most perfect. I love it. It's a nice description. The different mellows. Krishna has created all these relationships because he likes it that way. Variety is the spice of life. But according to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the best of the best is the mood of the Brajabasis, their pure love for. And generally it's understood that the followers of Lord Chaitanya are aspiring for that relationship of Gopi Bhav. Although some of Mahaprabhu's associates, they were in the mood of Aishvarya Bhav, worshipping the Lord as the master. It's all part of Krishna's plan. So the reason I explained that was because we have these 5 different practices of devotional service. So, yes, of course, Nama Kirtan we know it's the Yuga Dharma. Every age has a particular process for self-realization. Just like every season, you wear a different set of clothes, right? If it's summer, you just wear I see the lungis or the gumshoes down this part of India. But when it's cold here, you put on a sweater. So according to the season, you change your clothes. So according to the age, Satya, Treta, Tapura, and Kali, there's different processes of self-realization because people aren't the same in every age, but the purpose of life is the same. So in Treta Yuga, Om. Satya Yuga, Om. Treta Yuga, Swaha. And then Dwapara Yuga, you go to the temple, oh my Lord. And then Kali Yuga. Oh. But I'd like to point out how important is the association of devotees, because without the association of devotees, it would be very hard to perfect the chanting. What if you had to sit in some forest all alone and chant? It'd be difficult, but in the association of devotees, it becomes easy and becomes joyful. Therefore, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Shangopanga Shuparshadam Yagnai Sankirtan Praya Vishantihi Shu Medashaha. Krishna comes in this age disguised as a devotee. He introduces congregational chanting of the holy names. We come together and we appeal to the Lord. This is a very powerful process. So you can see that just maybe association with devotees is the most essential. Because even, let us say, to perfect that chanting, we have to get that chanting through diksha, through initiation, to perfect it. Shastra says that just if an ignorant person just hears the kirtan on the street, there's some benefit. Some karmic reactions are destroyed in the heart, the material desires are loosened. That's how beneficial the holy name is. It's so powerful. When Mahaprabhu inquired from Haridas Thakur, okay, what about all the immovable living entities like plants and trees and bushes? How will they be delivered? So Haridas Thakur, he pointed out how powerful this holy name is. He said, Mahaprabhu, those immovable trees and bushes and plants, they can also be delivered by the loud chanting of the holy names. Whatever bugs were in this room, they're delivered. In referring to Islamic language, Chaitanya Charitamrita says that, gives the analogy that there was a hunter, Muslim hunter, and he was hunting, and the boar, a wild boar attacked him. And in the Islamic language, if you say, oh, how horrible, it's harama. Haram, how horrible. But Shastra says that even then, unconscious chanting of the holy name means you don't understand the true value of the holy name. You don't even know it's the holy name. If you say the syllable, still it's purifying. Haram, harama. Hey, you're lucky, buddy. It's so powerful. Like in Europe, there's a department store. I used to distribute books outside. It was my favorite place because of the name of the department store. It was called Kamfo Rama. So there we have the word Rama. So people just say, I'm going to the Kamfo Rama. The holy name is so merciful that they pronounce it even in ignorance. Still there's some benefit. Still. Just see how merciful is the holy name. So if, when I meet people, would you like to take a book? No. Would you like a little simply one? No. Okay, what's the name of the store you're going to? Kamfo Rama. Thank you very much. I'd get them to say the holy name. We have to understand how fortunate we are. Like a little child doesn't understand the priceless ring of her mother. Only when she matures and grows up does she see such a ring and appreciate it. So we're all infants, actually, in spiritual life. Where, of course, Confucius said the longest journey begins with the first step. But let us be real. We have this holy name. We have yet to fathom what really is dancing on the tip of our tongue. So we have to speak about it more and more. But if you get that holy name through diksha, then it takes on a different quality. You can only get prema. You can only get love of God through chanting if you receive or you're initiated into the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. That's why we stress initiation. Because if you get initiated, then you're blessed with the possibility of getting prema by that chanting. And how do you perfect chanting? By the mercy of a devotee. That's my point. Perhaps most essential in all these 5 methods is association with devotees, because even for the Yuga Dharma, you have to get initiated into the chanting to achieve perfection. It's through devotees that people get the mercy of the Maha Mantra. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has written, Tilaka Vimala Mala Namo Yukta Pavitraha Hari Hari Kala Madhye Hari Hari Kali Madhye Evam Evam Baba Bhuva. From the moment that the holy name of Hari appeared on this earth, Vaishnavas became manifest everywhere, adorned with faultless tilak and neck beads, and equipped with the Maha Mantra. In the midst of the age of Kali, they purified the atmosphere, chanting Hari Hari. Indeed, it came to pass. Such a verse. Shall I recite it again?
Yes.
From the moment that the holy name of Hari appeared on the earth, Vaishnavas became manifest everywhere, adorned with faultless tilak and neck beads, and equipped with the Maha Mantra. In the midst of the age of Kali, they purified the atmosphere, chanting Hari Hari. So indeed it came to pass. Now, he wrote that 500 years ago. And he's talking about Vaishnavas appearing everywhere, in New York, Sydney, Moscow, Buenos Aires. He said everywhere, adorned with tilak and neck beads, chanting the mantra. Therefore, the age of Kali became purified by the devotees sharing the holy names with the people. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
So again, association is so essential. As far as Bhagavat Shravana, hearing the Bhagavatam, but we know that, we have to hear the Bhagavatam from a devotee, not a non-devotee reciter. And it so happens so often you have these Bhagavat, what do you call saptas? That someone speaks Bhagavatam for 7 days. But at the Kumbh Mela, one Kumbh Mela, there was Mayavad, big Mayavad sannyasi. And he was speaking every day from Srimad Bhagavatam in his tent. Thousands and thousands of people were sitting there. And he was speaking Bhagavatam. I said, well, how's a Mayavadi speaking Bhagavatam? And I went one day just to hear. And he's speaking about Krishna. He's so adorable. He's so amazing. He's so wonderful. He plays vamsi, plays flute. He's the darling of Jashoda. And he's the supreme mystic. Even when he was baby, he was killing Agasura, Putana, Tuniva. I said, wow, this is a Mayavadi? He's speaking so nicely from the Bhagavatam about Krishna. But then, at the end he said, and my dear people, you are all that Krishna. And I feel that somebody had injected me with some heroin or some poison or something. So like that, we have to hear the Bhagavatam from a devotee of the Lord. Because only a devotee has received the mercy of the Lord and can share that mercy with others. So, Swarup Damodar said one time, Yaha Bhagavata Pada Vaishnavarashtane. If you want to understand Krishna, you must approach a self-realized Vaishnava and hear from him. Then what's next? Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravana, Mathur Vasha. You have to live in a holy place. Many people have misconceptions of holy places. There's a saying, Bhoma Idjadi Yat Tirtha Bhuti Shali. A person living in Calcutta where the Ganges flows thinks he has to go to Haridwar in order to take bath in the Ganges and get purified. He lives in Calcutta. It's the same river. It never gets contaminated. It may appear to our external vision to have contaminated, but it's Gangama. Like the holy name never gets contaminated when it comes to this world. Kali Kali Nam Murup, Krishna avatar, doesn't get contaminated. So Ganges, you can get the same purification by bathing in Ganges in Calcutta. But the real benefit of a holy place, we know, if we want to go to a holy place, is to hear from the Vaishnavas who live there. You don't go as tourists. Yes, click, 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 click. I went to Vrindavan, look, you see? No, we go to a holy place to hear from the holy people who live there. They can reveal what is the Dham. We say spiritual master is the revealer of the Dham. Like one time, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was taking his devotees, 10,000. Radhanath Swami takes 6,000. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati used to take 10 or 20, 25, 30,000 Vaishnavas on Parikrama. Maybe one day Radhanath Swami will do that. I'm sure he will. But in the evening he would give darshan. So just before the darshan, one of his sannyasis mentioned to the crowd that Guru Maharaj is going to give class now, but I wanted to mention that there's a special deity where we are today. It's the Adi Keshav deity. That deity will be opened this evening, so you can also go and see the deity. So a few of the brahmacharis stood up to go see the deity. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati started this lecture, speaking about Krishna, about Keshava. So they came back halfway through the lecture. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he stopped the lecture and he said, so, where have you been? Oh, Guru Maharaj, we went to see Krishna. He said, no, you didn't see Krishna. You only saw stone. If you want to see Krishna, you hear from me. By hearing from me, you'll understand who is Krishna and have the eyes to see Krishna. So sit down and listen to me. This is how we see the Dham. It is said that a saintly person, he sees with his ears, not through his eyes. Our eyes are deficient. But if we hear authorized knowledge, bona fide knowledge, through our ear, perfect and complete. So again, we see the importance of associating with devotees, even if we go to the Dham. And then finally, what is there? Shri Mutira Shradaya Shevana, serving the deity. We also need the mercy of the devotees to serve the deity. Well, first of all, you need Diksha, you need Brahman initiation to serve the deity. So without the mercy of the devotee spiritual master, you can't really worship the deity. Of course, we can. You have in your homes. And even one time Prabhupada told us in Detroit to make brass deities of Gaur Nitai and go door to door and sell them. You should clap because it's amazing. Like, what? Because Prabhupada said, Gaur Nitai are all merciful. We don't understand the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, how merciful he is. One time in one temple in America, one devotee was acting inappropriately and he was kicked out of the temple. He was doing some nonsense. So Prabhupada arrived the next day at the temple. And that devotee snuck in the temple and snuck up into Prabhupada's room, and he was sitting with Prabhupada. The temple president walked in and said, "What? Prabhupada, we kicked this devotee out of the temple. He was so nonsense." Prabhupada said, "No, you have to let him stay." And the temple president, "But Prabhupada." So Prabhupada said, "You have to understand, in the age of Kali, Lord Nityananda is very, very, very kind." Jai Nitai! Jai Gaur! Gauranga! but don't take advantage of their kindness, their mercy. Like that. So, serving the deity requires, for the pujaris, the Gayatri mantra. So, you need the mercy of a devotee in order to be worshipped. That particular part of the formula, 5 activities. We have to understand, also, we have to go deep within our hearts and really understand how the deity is a person. Sometimes my students ask me, what's the most important rule or regulation in deity worship? And I always say, the most important rule in deity worship is to remember that the deity is a person. He's the supreme person. So if you're sitting in front of a person, you will conduct yourselves accordingly. The Brahmin boy who went with the older Brahmin to Vrindavan and had darshan of Shakshi Gopal, when he came back the second time to ask the deity to stand as his witness, he said to the deity, "My dear Lord, you are not a statue. You are directly the son of Maharaj Nanda." So we have to have that conviction. God has his original transcendental form. But according to Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 27, he also expands into 4 other forms, which are identical with him. The first is the Vyuha expansions, Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Padumna, and Adiruddha. The second form that God expands into is the 24 expansions of Narayan, which preside over the Vaikuntha planets. The third, he expands as, and this is very near and dear to all of you, he expands as the Paramatma, the super soul in everyone's heart. And his fourth expansion is as the Archavigraha, the deity. These are 4, non-different than him. So the deity is a form of God that we can see. Can we see Krishna? Not yet. We don't see his original form. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati commented one time that the color of Krishna, we say bluish black like a monsoon cloud, that color doesn't exist in the material world. It exists in a perverted way as we see it, bluish black like a monsoon cloud. But the real tint of Krishna's form, that color only exists in the spiritual world. So we haven't seen that form of Krishna. We need spiritual eyes to see what is spiritual. But the deity, Krishna is so merciful, he appears in the form of so-called matter. It becomes spiritual by the fact that he's present there. When the Acharya asks the deity to come into the form, and that deity is not different than Krishna. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 239, Rupa Goswami describes the power of seeing Krishna. And this can also be understood in relationship to the deity, because the deity is Krishna. So if you go to the temple to see the deity, Rupa Goswami is giving you a warning. My dear friend, if you desire to enjoy with your friends and relatives, then do not look upon the form of the Lord called Govinda, Madan Mohan, wandering near Keshi Tirtha on the bank of the Jamuna River, with a slight smile on his lips, with a threefold bending form, eyes roving restlessly, flute placed to his red, tender bud lips, and shining gloriously with his peacock feather. Why? Because if you do, you'll fall out of love with this material world. Maya is very powerful. She's convinced us she's beautiful. So we fall out of love with Krishna. But if you go see the beautiful form, any of these forms I've mentioned, there are 5 with the original form of Krishna. You see any of those forms? You're just going to like, I'm not interested in material life anymore. I just want Krishna. So warning is there. If you want to maintain your attachment to name, fame, glory, family, country, Jai Hind, whatever, God bless America, then don't go to Hyderabad and see Madan Mohan, the tallest deity in ISKCON. See Radhe. She's so tall, so nice. Prabhupada confirmed this in a lecture in Srimad Bhagavatam, August 15th, 1972. The idea is that if you once see Krishna, then you will forget all this nonsense material enjoyment. That is seeing Krishna. The Acharyas say that the deity has 4 transcendental qualities that inspire devotees when they're taking darshan of him. You may not know it, but Krishna, just like Maya has many tricks up her sleeve, so does Krishna. Like Prabhupada said one time, Lord Chaitanya's secret weapon is prasadam. You don't want to hear about Krishna. You don't want to chant Hare Krishna. Here's a nice rasgulla. Oh, I'll take that. So the deity, we're speaking about deity worship here. The deity has 4 transcendental qualities that inspire his devotees when they're coming and taking darshan of him. Would you like to hear them? Sholabhya. Sholabhya means that he's visible to human eyes. We can actually see him and fix our attention on him, pray to him, and take shelter of him. The vague idea that we should surrender to Krishna becomes concrete when we come before the deity. Krishna, I want to surrender to you. You come in front of the deity, you're overwhelmed. Whoa, I do want to surrender to you. You're so amazing. Sholabhya. Then there's Shoshilya. He gives everyone who approaches him a feeling of security and assurance. He assures his worshippers that he is accessible to them, and they need not feel they cannot serve him because he's so high and we're so low. He's there to give us shelter. Before the deity, even a fallen sinner can be sure that he or she can worship the Lord. He's there in his magnificence. He allows you to see him. He allows you to approach him. He allows you to pray to him. He doesn't go away. The third is svamitva. The deity encourages a deep confidence in our heart that he will surely fulfill our desires. You may have noticed that when you pray to the deity and connect with him, your anxieties and your worries go away, isn't it? This is due to the third of the deity's transcendental qualities. And then there's Vatsalya. The deity gives constant protection to his worshippers despite their personal faults. He protects us. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare. It doesn't just apply to pure devotees. If Krishna wants to kill you, no one can save you. And if Krishna wants to save you, no one can kill you. Krishna also reaches out to new devotees. Sarva dharma parityajam mamekam saranam braja aham tam sarva papyabhyo moksha masujaha. Just abandon all these other dharmas and surrender unto me, conditioned soul. I will protect you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Is he preaching to pure devotees? No, he's saying, you have sinful reactions. If you surrender to me, I will protect you. My first mercy is I'll protect you from your own nonsense. Krishna reaches out to new devotees. Oh my Lord, I'm drowning in this fathomless whirlpool of material existence. Oh, you who give shelter to the shelterless. Please, Rupa Goswami says, just this one time, Krishna, won't you extend your hand to save me? He's listening as the new bhaktin is taking up her japa beads in her new sari with new tilak, her first day in the temple, she's chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna's listening. Someone calls your name, you listen. Krishna's Abhigna Swarat. He's he's everywhere. He's present everywhere. By his Abhigna Swarat. He's all-knowing, and because he's present everywhere. He hears your chanting. Just like Prabhupada said one time, it was very nice. He said, when a new devotee comes to Krishna conscious movement, Srimati Radharani takes notice. And she says to Krishna, Krishna, there's this nice bhakta, this nice bhaktin down there. Please accept their service. She's so compassionate. Confirmed. He's a little embarrassed, but it was Krishna. So like that. Vatsalya. The deity gives constant protection to his worshippers despite their personal faults. During darshan, devotees can feel the deity's parental protection. Now that I'm with my Lord, everything will be all right because he will protect me. So the most important aspect of darshan is not necessarily that we see the deity, but that he's seeing us. We think, I'm going to see the deity. Hey, he's a person. He has all senses. He has transcendental senses. He's also looking deep within your heart, purifying you. So therefore, a sincere devotee will spend time with the deity. He won't just come for darshan, say, oh, I like the flute today. I like the color of the dress. It's all very nice. The garland like that. Please bless my grandma. She's sick, and go away. No. He'll stand before the deity. Nadanam najanam nasundarim kavacham vadagadishakamayim mamatan minijamanisha bhavatad bhakti. I don't want anything material. Just give me some service. Because by serving you, I can develop love for you. And my Guru Maharaj has told me that's the goal of life. So please be kind upon this aspiring devotee. Stand there and let Krishna's glance purify you. All of his senses are interchangeable. He can eat through his ears. You're offering the prasad or the bhoga, you're offering it through prayer. He's hearing the prayer. That's how he's enjoying what you're offering. He says in the Bible, let there be light. By speaking, he created light. So he's hearing you. His senses are awakened. They're absolute. So when you're in front of the deity, it's the most important person in your life. It's the most important moment in your life. Pray to him with all sincerity. Be focused and know that he's listening. And if you ask for protection so that you can live a long life, to ensure your family members become Krishna conscious, your neighbors become Krishna conscious, your country becomes Krishna conscious, he may very well give you a long life for that. What is the value of a long life inexperienced in this world? Better one moment of full consciousness, because that begins one on the path of transcendence. That's a verse from the Bhagavatam. That's not the verse we want. Rake Krishna Mare Ke, Mare Krishna Rake Ke. So I can serve my spiritual master's mission to my last breath. Now I was reading that during darshan there's a special substance called Sudakara. Sudakara means literally to purify. This Sudakara comes from the Lord's eyes. What comes from our eyes? I don't even want to mention it. I had an eye infection the other day. It was like, ugh. But Sudakara means literally to purify. This substance comes from the eyes of the Lord, and it enlivens and purifies those whom he looks upon. The Lord's glance awakens the devotee's desires to serve him. Just like Lord Shiva, there's that Radhakripa Kataksha prayer. How many of you know that prayer? Radhakripa Kataksha. Kavacha. Shiva is asking for the glance of what? Sri Radha. Please, just all I want, Shiva, is the glance of Srimati Radharani so I can become Radhadasi. So when we come before the deity, this Shuddhakara, this to purify, this comes from the Lord's eyes. So stay and get blessed. Don't run off to the office. Don't run home. Don't go and just wander around. Stay in the presence of the Lord. Talk about Sangha. That is the highest Sangha. And we should reciprocate. We should also recite prayers. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in a purport to Srimad Bhagavatam, he prays as follows. If you don't know what to pray, you can memorize the prayers of great devotees. You can be assured that Krishna is pleased with those prayers and they're in your general interest. So here's a nice prayer by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in front of the deity. Specifically, he says, "My dear Lord, I am so fortunate to be standing before you. Please accept my obeisances. You have a lotus navel, you wear a lotus garland, and you have lotus eyes and lotus feet. I am so fortunate. I can see you here because you give happiness to my eyes. When my eyes receive the sight of you, they become pleasantly cool." So therefore, we're being trained to worship the deity by a devotee. We come to the conclusion now. Each of these 5 require, or 4 in particular, require the association of devotees. To worship the deity, we need the mercy of the devotee spiritual master. Shri Vigraha Radhana Nityanana Shringaratan Mandira Marjanado. You sing it every day. The spiritual master is always engaged in the temple worship of Shri Shri, Radha and Krishna. He also engages his disciples in such worship. They dress the deities in beautiful clothes and ornaments, cleanse their temple, and perform other similar worship of the Lord. So again, the deity is not different. He's so glorious, but to properly worship him, we need Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada taught us how to approach Krishna, what Krishna likes, what Krishna doesn't like, so we can serve the deity properly. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So altogether, these 5 most essential items of devotional service really require the association of devotees. Therefore, we're blessed to be in each other's association today. All by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, whom we're all serving. Therefore, again, I've chosen to finish today with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He wrote so many wonderful prayers. He writes, Visha Yavishta Mukarnam Chitta Shamskaram Ashradam Vishram Bhenu Guru Seva Vaishnava Chitta Bhojanam. It's one of my favorite verses. The medicinal herb to purify the minds of fools absorbed in sense pleasure is faithful service to Shri Guru, and the diet is remnants of the Vaishnavas. Once again, the medicinal herb to purify the minds of fools absorbed in sense pleasure is faithful service to Shri Guru, and one's diet should be the remnants of the Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Vaishnav Sangha ki, Bhattara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Bhagavad Gita as it is ki. Oh, Premanande! Hare Krishna. And today, we're honoring the service of those devotees who've taken up the mission of Srila Prabhupada to distribute books, distribute books, distribute books. We're going to have a little ceremony honoring those devotees who are so kind to the fallen souls, because the nature of a Vaishnava is that he or she their suffering is to see people bereft of Krishna consciousness, and their happiness is to see people get Krishna consciousness. So when our spiritual warriors go out on the streets of Hyderabad and this particular part of India, it's no easy task to convince people who've turned their backs on God to take up this particular path of Krishna consciousness. Of course, this is a pious country. Most people have some understanding of spiritual life, but perfection has been given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So to go out and distribute Prabhupada's books is the highest welfare to this world. So we're going to have a little ceremony to honor those. I just want to take 1 minute. I hope I'm okay to do this. I also have a book. I brought a book. It's called The Sacred Forests of Vrindavan. This is a compilation of my lectures for the last 4 years about Braj, because I got locked down in Vrindavan during the pandemic. It's a bad word, pandemic, COVID. But the silver lining in the dark cloud of COVID was that all I could do was stay in my room and read. So I said, but I'm not supposed to read, I'm supposed to share. And I came to understand that Vrindavan's the Padam-gatim. It's the goal of everything we're doing, because that's where Krishna lives. We want to live with Krishna. Where does he live? In Vrindavan. It's called the playground of God. He just enjoys with his devotees there. So I started reading about all the holy places, the pastimes that took place there, the personalities involved, their particular characteristics, etc., the acharyas, etc. There's 60 billion holy places in Braj. Still have a lot of work to do. Every Friday we post a class on my YouTube channel about Vrindavan. So my students took the first series of lectures about the western bank of the Jamuna. There's 12 forests on the west bank and another 12 on the other side. So this book contains well-researched, authorized knowledge about any question you have about, well, not any question, but most questions you have about Vrindavan. It's the perfect Parikrama guidebook, and it's done in a very beautiful way. You can see. We have many photos as well to help you understand. So next time you go to Vrindavan, if you've got this book under your arm, I'm going to go to Vrindavan. I'm going to really understand it this time. It's not me. Of course, everything I have written has come from the mouths of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baladev Vijayabhushan, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Everything was by their grace. But I'm just seeing myself like a vehicle to introduce you to what is most dear to our heart. Home is where the heart is. And this is a book about Braj. It's a Parikrama book about Braj. And if you can't go to Vrindavan, you can read it in the privacy of your home. And by reading it out loud, Shravanam Kirtanam brings Vrindavan Smaranam. You'll feel like your house is Vrindavan, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur said one time. One day I woke up, he said, and I saw my house was transformed into Goloka Vrindavan. So like that. So this is a service that I've done for all of you. We're traveling around South India to all the temples, and we actually almost run out of books, right? How many we have left?
30.
We only have about 30 left. So after we honor our spiritual warriors, I'm going to sit like over here, and if you'd like, they're really expensive because it's very high class stuff. It's 2,500 rupees, really expensive. But if anyone takes the book, if you love Vrindavan and you want to know more about Vrindavan, then please, you can purchase the book. I'd be very happy to write a little dedication, signature, etc. So you can take the book home. But like that, much of what I learned from godbrothers like Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Bringa Govinda Maharaj, and Shivaram Maharaj, Giriraj Maharaj, and one very special devotee who happens to be visiting us today, Buri Jan Prabhu. He is a Brajbasi through and through, and whatever tiny attraction I have is coming from these personalities. So whenever I see Buri Jan Prabhu, I remember the close association we had with the godbrothers in the forests of Vrindavan. So if you have time, if you're inclined, please be over there. So let us honor now our spiritual warriors for the great contribution of going out and giving Krishna, giving Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada to the general masses. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So let us thank Maharaj for his wonderful association by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Next, we would like to request His Grace Anandmai Prabhu to come and give his association to speak on book distribution, Srila Prabhupada book distribution. Please come. Raj.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Mundari Zemate Bhakti Vedanta Sanniti Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pakshani Yogishesha Sunyavadi Taspata Vigatami. So today we are very much blessed to have association of His Holiness Indradyumna Swami, who is from, I think, 1970 onwards, preaching the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the world, distributing books, having kirtan everywhere, in all the conditions, constantly traveling and preaching. I would like to share a few memories that I had with His Holiness Indradyumna Swami. He is the first disciple of Srila Prabhupada whom I met in my life. It was very special circumstances. Actually, I was on my way to India. It was in 1971, in the month of April, and along with one of my friends, we had decided to come to India by car. And I was in Paris, and I had gone to Paris to collect all the important documents, including visa and so on. So I was walking in the street, and I was very surprised at one place in the street in the Latin Quarter, that is the student area, that on the other side of the street, I heard a sound coming, and people dancing, young people dancing, boys and girls dancing together in a round, in circle, and I was on the other side, but I was very surprised to see this, that in the middle of the city, how can there be such a wonderful, chanting and dancing, where all other disturbances are there, all the cars and heavy vehicles, and the police department are creating nuisance everywhere. But this is really a wonderful sight and music. I was just standing like this, and for a few seconds, I was standing and hearing and being amazed of this wonderful sight. And then from the group of devotees, one tall disciple came forward to me he saw me from the other side with books and magazines, and he came to me and he said, why don't you take this magazine? Take this magazine. And we have no time to speak or anything like that, but I just took the magazine. It was in French language from the printing, I think, in Canada, French Canada. And so that was the first time when I had opportunity to meet a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. That changed my life. Actually, I had no knowledge how my life became auspicious from that time. But this was confirmed later on. When I came to India, I had opportunity to also meet other disciples when I was traveling. Hare Krishna Goswami was leading a party of disciples in Bihar near Dharmanga. There was a mela. And I had come for 1 year, I had traveled throughout India, all the holy places. And then from Sri Lanka, then Nepal. From Nepal, I came back and I was on my way to Calcutta. And there, somebody told me there is a mail out there, you can go and see. Your friends out there. No, I don't have any friends, I'm traveling alone. I don't have any. My people are not there. Anyway, I went inside the Mela and I saw there also Kirtan was going on. There was a Kaushalya Devi and Madri and Palika Devi. They were singing there. So I was attracted to the sound of the Kirtan. I was standing there. And some brahmachari told me, you want to meet the sannyasi? I said, yes, I can meet the sannyasi. And so there was a tent just on the side of the stage. And I was standing just at the entrance of the tent. And the sannyasi was lying on the... He had fever. He was not well. He was taking rest. But he saw me and he told me, please come in. And then he asked me, first question he asked me, your goal in life? Then I said, my goal is to become fearless. Oh, very good. You sit down here. And then for half an hour we had a conversation and he gave me some prasadam. And so I was very fortunate to have met again disciples in this way. That was also the second step in my spiritual life. First step with the Indradyumna Swami, second step, the Tamal Krishna. And he told me that tomorrow morning we are going back to Calcutta. Can you come with us? I said, yes, I can come with you. All right, so I accompanied them to Howrah station in Calcutta. So at the station, they told me, now we are going to... Would you like to come with us? I said, yes. I can come. I can come. So I went with them to the ISKCON Center in Calcutta on the Albert Road. That was the main ISKCON Center in India at that time. So it was April 1972, after 1 year like that. And so immediately, so they took me and they never left me. So they took away my pant and shirt, they gave me dhoti, kurta, and kantimala and japamala. And so then I was just, now I could not go out now. I was just taken away like this, but it was for my good. I had no idea, actually, it is for my eternal benefit that they took charge of me like this. So immediately they gave me seva, cleaning the bathroom, and going out in the daytime to enroll life members. I had no idea what is ISKCON, what is life membership program. I was just carrying the briefcase with some two other disciples, Madhavananda and Purna Pragya Prabhu. So that was immediately then I was in this way enrolled in the ISKCON Society. Later on, in the month of November 1972, then they told me, now we all go to Vrindavan and you are going to take Diksha from Srila Prabhupada. So everything was actually organized by all the disciples in this way. My life took a new turn, and in this way, then later on, all the other preaching activities. But what I wanted to say regarding His Holiness Indradyumna Swami is he's a very exceptional preacher. I don't know anybody else who has been traveling so much from the very beginning, everywhere. I was reading yesterday some excerpts from one of his books that was made regarding his preaching, traveling activities. At one point, he had the opportunity to go to Russia. It was a winter time, and so coming to Russia, then he had opportunity to go on the eastern side, northeastern, Russia is a very big country. And the eastern side, northeast, is a very inhospitable place because it is extremely cold in winter. It is one of the coldest places in the world. They arrived there, some other brahmacharis also accompanying him. So together they came and they went to some village. And you will be astonished to understand. The temperature there was minus 47. I can tell you, nobody has experience of minus 47. If you can go through that experience, you will not live for 2 minutes. You will be completely frozen. My own experience is that I had gone one time at the top of a mountain for skiing, and it was minus 25. And at minus 25, my face became completely frozen. And I had to massage constantly, otherwise becoming black, not black, becoming white, completely frozen. That is minus 25. That was the most extreme I experienced. Minus 47, we cannot imagine. It is, practically speaking, no human being can remain there. But because local people are experienced, so they were accustomed to that temperature, somehow they were surviving. But even animals cannot stay there. Nothing can maintain itself in such a temperature. But how is it possible that His Holiness Indradyumna Swami and others had gone to such a place? It is unthinkable. It is not, it's not fit for human beings. But still, they were thinking, let us go there. Some villages are there. Let us spread the Harinam Sankirtan. We are very comfortable here in Hyderabad. In winter time, it is never less than 11 degrees, and summertime, never more than 42 degrees maximum. So it's a very good, suitable climate to live and to, preach Krishna consciousness, that people are very also welcoming us and so on. But in Indradyumna Swami, he went to such places where the conditions are absolutely unfavorable, where people are there, of course, people, but the conditions are such that it is, not fit for any human being. That is very incredible. I was reading such an account description yesterday, and I cannot understand how is it possible to preach in such conditions. But for Maharaj, there is no condition whatsoever. Anywhere, anytime, any place, no, he is ready to go. And not for any personal enjoyment, only to distribute the holy name of Lord Krishna. Only for that purpose, and try to establish contact and develop the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted that this Harinam Sankirtan should be spread everywhere. Prithiviti Achiyat Nagaradigram Sarvatra Bhachar Hobe Maranam, everywhere in every town and village. So some people may say that if this is the will of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that was his will. So why he did not go himself? Why didn't he travel to other countries? If he really wants to spread his mission, he could have done it. Then that argument was sometimes told to Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada answered that yes, he said that yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give credit to me. He left that mission to me. Other of his God brothers also, they thought that this statement from Chaitanya Charitamrita is just a poetic statement. It is not a true, it is only poetry. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, were certainly convinced that this mission is to be done. So the credit is given to Srila Prabhupada, and credit also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to His Holiness Indradyumna Swami. Following the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada and following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada to preach this mission everywhere in the world, regardless of the environment or circumstances, doesn't matter. That is the what I wanted to say about His Holiness. Hare Krishna.
So let us thank His Grace Anandmai Prabhu by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Now I would request His Grace Vedanta Chetan Prabhu to please come in. Please. It's around 10 minutes.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamiyam Dadati Sopadantikam. Vancha Kalpatarobhishya Kripa Sindhubhyo Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langaite girim, yat krupatamaham mande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Just feeling crow among us, the Hamsas who are sitting here. I just came towards the end of the class, which Indradyumna Maharaj was giving about how to have darshan of the Lord, how to be captivated by the beauty of the Lord, and how to be completely lost to the beauty of the Lord, by which the whole material existence can be at once taken away. That was really, with authentic proofs from various scriptures. Maharaj was explaining how the Lord is very merciful, Lord is very friendly, Lord is very, very beautiful. It is so nice to hear from such great realized souls about the wonderful nature of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And as Maharaj said, Prabhupada actually said that these are the most beautiful deities in ISKCON. That is what Prabhupada said, talking about Radha Madan Mohan Ji. Huh? That is why Prabhupada gave the name Madan Mohan, one who captivates everyone. And then after Maharaj spoke, it was very surprising. First time that I came to know that our very dear Anandamay Prabhu, who has been here for more than almost 50 years, he's the only foreign national who stayed in one place as a grahastha, and he went on with his service for almost 50 years. I never knew anybody else who's so stable like him, and anyone else who is so dedicated to Prabhupada's instruction of printing books in Telugu language, although he doesn't know Telugu much. And what is most fascinating for me to know is that he was introduced to Krishna consciousness by Indradyumna Maharaj. That is the most fascinating. And you see, today we are having this association in glorifying those devotees who are distributing books everywhere. Isn't it that everyone coming to Krishna consciousness is tantamount to book distribution? Everyone's story begins there. Just like Anandamaya Prabhu's story began there, by receiving a book. What is most important and fascinating is that he remembered that devotee who gave that book to him. And that is because that devotee is still there in the moment, in such a great stature. That is very, very important. So, it is an inconceivable good fortune that Krishna wants to hand over to a very needy soul who is looking for Krishna through the medium of book distribution. And if you happen to be the carrier of that good fortune and hand it over to that person, how much Krishna will be happy with you. And that is what his book distribution is all about. I remember when I came to Krishna consciousness, most unexpectedly one devotee, one boy came and handed over that book to me, and that boy happened to be my student. He was studying in a study circle that I was conducting, and then he was a BSc electronics student, and he handed over that book to me, saying that this is a nice book, can you read it? And that book completely changed my life. His name was Chandrasekhar. I don't know where he was. Where he is now, I don't know. But I remember him very vividly, that he was such a nice boy. He gave that book. I'm sure from the time that Prabhupada encouraged this book distribution, not only just marathon, but everywhere that Prabhupada wanted the book distribution to go on, so that the most underprivileged people can come to Krishna consciousness through the reading of Srila Prabhupada books. There were so many instances, innumerable instances, where people just read Prabhupada books and came to chanting without even the association of devotees. So I really wanted to, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all the devotees who have participated in this book distribution. And they've actually, as Lord Chaitanya said, Bhurida Jana. Lord Chaitanya appreciated Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya when he said Bhurida Jana, when he recited that sloka from the Bhagavatam. So those who are carriers of these books and those who are carriers of the holy name, they are actually the Bhurida Jana. They are the most magnanimous people who are handing over Krishna's very unique special mercy to the conditioned souls. I'm quite amazed by the description that Anandamayi Prabhu gave about what all the places that Indradyumna Maharaj, goes and preaches. For the first time meeting him personally, I have not met him before, but I heard about him. I heard his kirtans. I heard how some of the most craziest people that he has transformed into wonderful devotees. It's not easy. It's not easy to deal with one crack-minded person. It's not easy to deal with one crack-minded person. But he has a unique empowerment that Srila Prabhupada has given and Acharyas have bestowed upon him, that he can go to most obscure of places and attract people to Krishna consciousness through this sweet voice of chanting Hare Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna. And some of his disciples, how beautifully they organize the cook prasadam, the different Vedic way of dressing, all those things, some of the Vedic marriages that he had conducted. I've seen some of those videos and I was very fascinated. Here is a true soldier of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who said that Prithvi Acheti Nagaradigram Sarvatra Pracharaho Imoranam. In true sense, going to some of the most obscure places, some of the most unfortunate people, starting with Bhagavatam says that mlechas, those who are not in Varnashrama system, they are mlechas to the lowest of all is actually Chandalas. All these people, Mlecha, Kirata, Hunandra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abira, Sambha, Yavana, Kasa, Adayaha. The list goes big. And all those people are made very fortunate by the preaching efforts of people like His Holiness Indradyumna Maharaj. How much can we glorify, how much can we acknowledge their wonderful services? How much Krishna and Srila Prabhupada must be pleased with such services. So I feel very fortunate to be part of this assembly where such great devotees like Indradyumna Maharaj, I seek his blessings that in whatever small way that we carry the spirit of book distribution, we carry the spirit of Srila Prabhupada's teachings to be given to another eagerly waiting person. As Anandamayi Prabhu was saying, that Prabhupada was approached by some of his godbrothers, some of his disciples and said, Prabhupada, that Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he has sent different magazines to different libraries in the whole world. If he wanted, he could have also gone there and preached. Why he did not do so? And Prabhupada's instantaneous reply was that he left some service for us. That was his beautiful reply. So similarly, these great personalities, they do whatever their part of service and they are leaving huge amount of service. The ground is so big that, we need hundreds and thousands of Indradyumna Swamis. So I wanted to thank Maharaj for gracing us, by his presence here and by his beautiful kirtan and by his gracious, presence here and, is part of this book distribution ceremony. I'm very thankful to Maharaj and all his loyal disciples who are assisting him in his preaching. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Let us thank His Grace Vedant Chaitanya Prabhu by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now I'd like to request His Grace Sitaram Prabhu to come and speak on the Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj. I'm just filling up the gap because Burijan Prabhu is on the way. Hare Krishna. Just to introduce Maharaj, actually, we are 4 of us, the HTMC, Hyderabad Management Committee. Myself, Vedant Chaitanya Prabhu. Radheshyam Prabhu doesn't need an introduction. He's one of us. And Vardha Krishna Prabhu is from Bangalore. So we 4 are serving here in this temple now, since 2018. So of course, I was introduced to Krishna consciousness in a very similar way, like Kritamasi. Kritamasi, no, your name? We both grew up in the same community in ISKCON Juhu. When he was, I think 10 or 12 years old, I joined the temple, the Jew temple. My father was made a life member, like his father. So happy to see him also traveling and serving Maharaj, coming from the same yatra. So actually, it's very overwhelming and also very emotional to speak, because there are so many, there are so many things going on in my mind to speak. So I'm already confused what to start with. But there are a few very important things which I would like to share with all of you. One of them is today, actually Maharaj is traveling and preaching to the most difficult places in the world. But Maharaj also resides a lot of time in Vrindavan. He spends a lot of time in Vrindavan. And today, we are very, very fortunate. For last few days, we have 3 Brajvasis traveling in Hyderabad city and delivering the conditioned souls. We have His Holiness Indradyumna Swami Maharaj, we have Burijan Prabhu, and then we have Dinabandhu Prabhu, who is right now in Aktapur. So we all are very, very fortunate. The Hyderabad city, it's so fortunate today that we have 3 Brajvasis residing, traveling in Hyderabad and giving their association and delivering the conditioned souls. Today, also I saw one more very special thing. It's very rare to see our Anandamai Prabhu speaking like this. It's very rare. I saw first time in last 5 years, the way he was speaking today. Of course, one thing got confirmed, how the whole Hyderabad Yatra owes to Indradyumna Swami Maharaj for gifting Anandamai Prabhu to Srila Prabhupada, who gifted him to Hyderabad. So the whole Yatra owes to Maharaj for having one Srila Prabhupada disciple more than 50 years staying and residing in this temple and giving us association. So that was the second thing which I wanted to share. The third thing is about the preaching which they are doing. Actually, we all, one of my Shiksha Gurus, Atul Krishna Prabhu, who's from Australia, he often says, the preaching spirit which they had in the 70s and the 80s and the early days, this is very, very important. It's a treasure, he says. He says sometimes complacent, because he says in India, at times, he said, in India, because we are introduced to Krishna consciousness very, very naturally, we take it as if a second religion of our own culture, which is very much true. But how we got it, via Srila Prabhupada, if we understand that, actually we will be surprised. Srila Prabhupada was preaching in India. Srila Prabhupada, while he was preaching in India, he was actually requesting many of his friends, those who had some 3 sons, 2 sons. I heard from one very senior Vaishnava, Prabhupada used to tell that, why don't you give one of your son and I will actually make him the preacher of Bhagavatam. Let us welcome His Grace Burijan Prabhu. So I would like to just conclude with a few of my very strong spiritual reflections. One is the 2 Vaishnavas are here in this dais, and about the third one, many of the leaders spoke here. When I joined the movement in 2002, so I was very fascinated by one lecture of His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, God's Competitor. God's Competitor. If you have seen that, I saw it 40 times. After that, I started preaching. I saw it 40 times, and then after that, I started preaching. So I was very mesmerized by the way of his presence. He was speaking about one of the South Indians, so-called Baba, who was producing gold and ashes, And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was speaking so loudly. He said, how much gold he can produce? How much gold? Mountains of gold? A lump of gold which is produced, I can go and buy in a gold shop. Can he produce a mountains of gold? And then second, how much ash? A lump of ash, I can get it just by putting some wood and fire and I'll get some ashes. What is the value? My hair stood up when I heard that. And when I was introduced, because I was a university dropout, and my spiritual master told me, go and preach in engineering college. So I said, Maharaj, at that time, Radhesham Prabhu, Gauranga Prabhu were the pointers. And I said, Maharaj, I don't have a degree. He said, just go. Just go. They have degree, but they don't have Krishna consciousness degree. By that time, my Maharaj made me do Bhakti Shastri. So you have a spiritual degree. Go. Preach. So what I would do, I would just call the boys to the base, the youth center, and play Indradyumna Maharaj's Woodstock Festival video. 2022. Just play. Did you also see that? Yeah, he's also joined from that preaching, Maharaj. Today evening, you will go to the temple. The whole temple is from that preaching. So then I would just show that videos. I think for almost 15-20 years of my youth preaching, I would just do one thing. The new boys, when they would come, I would just speak about our Vedic culture, how it's getting deteriorated, how the Westerners are reestablishing, and play Maharaj's video. And the boys will be glued on that, and then I will give them one mala and chant with them one round. And then I would introduce the Bhagavad Gita slowly to them. So I'm having Maharaj here today. It's a great fortune of my life. And while I was traveling to preach like this alone, I was going to Surat and I was going to Shirdi to preach. So I wanted to nourish myself also. So in that preaching era, I completed systematic study of Bhagavad Gita, heard the whole audio, almost 32 lectures of Burijan Prabhu. So what can I speak more than this? So all of them are here. Great fortune to be here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Now I would like His Grace Burijan Prabhu to address everyone. Vedant Chaitanya Prabhu would like to speak before.
Just wanted to say a few things about Bhujan Prabhu, whom again I am meeting for the first time. Although I didn't meet him personally, but I met one of his disciples. It was in 1999, after Radhashtami. I was in a kind of a spiritual crossroads. What to do? I already joined the Bangalore temple, and then from there I was sent to some other place. And there was some kind of a disturbance. So I wanted to, continue my spiritual life with great strength, with great determination. Then one of my friend was studying in Vrindavan, in an institute called Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education, VAHE. So he extended an invitation because at that time it was about 4,000 rupees or something like that to be, part of that for 4 months. So he extended an invitation, he paid for it, and he asked me to join. Then I joined VAHE in 1999. There were some very wonderful devotees who were also batchmates at that time, Gaur Narayan Maharaj, Gaur Narayan Prabhu, and then there are some other devotees. Kamal Lochan was also one of the, person. And at that time, one devotee who really attracted my attention was Brajbihari Prabhu. So Brajbihari Prabhu was our Bhagavad Gita teacher at that time. Then I came to know that actually Brajbihari Prabhu is a disciple of our very dear Bhurijan Prabhu. And then the institute was actually started by Bhurijan Prabhu. And I often read the Bhagavad Gita when in VTE, Vaishnava Training and Education, in that for each of these Bhagavad Gita verses, there is a connection from one verse to the other verse, from one theme to the other theme, is very beautifully described by Bhurijan Prabhu in his book. And that helped me very much. And I honestly want to tell you, that was the inspiration for me to start Bhakti Shastri here in 2002. And you all know very well. Hundreds of people who were repeatedly part of this Bhakti Shastri from last so many years, from 2002 till now, almost 20 plus years we have been studying Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, and Isopanishad again and again with the same people, with the same teachers. It's not an easy thing. But I wanted to say that the inspiration has come from great souls like Bhurijan Prabhu and some of his disciples. One other incident that I drew from hearing from senior devotees. When Bhurijan Prabhu was in Hong Kong, he was preaching with his wife. Prabhupada came there, and Prabhupada was received very well. And Prabhupada saw everything. And that one question that Prabhupada asked Bhurijan Prabhu, are you studying Srila Prabhupada books? This was the question that Prabhupada asked. This is what I heard. I don't know. He can confirm that. He's here. And I think it must have, given a seed in his heart, how important studying Srila Prabhupada books and preaching based on Srila Prabhupada books. So I think that is one of the reasons why an institute like VAHE has been started. And from VAHE, all over the other places, other institutes like MIHE and other institutes started and offering Bhakti Shastri degree and various other degrees. And we're very fortunate that we have here with us His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu, who is one of the very, very senior disciples. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Now I feel very shy. But because Maharaj and these kind devotees and the epitome of like a mountain over here, Anandamayi Prabhu is so, he's inspiration personified, because he took a service and then he held it so tightly. And how much Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Madan Mohan must be pleased with him, I cannot even estimate. First, let me offer my respects to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tinamane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nivasesha Sanyavadi Prasatya Desatarane Om Ganataminandasya Janajana Salakaya Chaksu Samilitan Zena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Zena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sa Padantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasinubhaivacha Patitaram Pabhinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. It's so wonderful to see so many devotees here. And what I notice is very special. Two things that I notice that's so special about Hyderabad temple is that when I was giving classes, anytime I would say a verse, all the devotees knew the verse already. So I thought these devotees are very special and very learned. And this is to the credit of the temple. Actually, there's a talk that Srila Prabhupada had in Hyderabad, perhaps the first year he was here, maybe you know what year it was, where he met one of the trustees of the Tirupati Devasthan Trust. And this trustee was speaking to Prabhupada and telling him of what they were doing and how they were supporting culture. And this trustee was saying that they were training the brahmanas, all the local brahmanas, this was in Hyderabad, and training or supporting them to teach their sons Sanskrit. And he expected Srila Prabhupada to be very impressed by this. But Srila Prabhupada was not so impressed. He said, better than teaching them to supporting them to teach their sons Sanskrit. These were all Brahmins who were in charge of different temples in Hyderabad and in South India. Prabhupada said that it is better to support them that they teach Bhagavad Gita. So from this, I really understood what Prabhupada wanted the temples to be. And that was a place of learning, schools, transcendental schools, where people would be attracted by the prasadam and the festivals and the wonderful worship of the deities and the incredible kirtans. But even more than that, they would get transcendental knowledge. Just by culture, the people in India are so advanced that if there is wonderful deity worship, if there's kirtan, if there's prasadam, if there's abhisheks and festivals, and then so many people will come. But yet, that which will change their hearts on the deepest level would be transcendental knowledge, the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, etc. Bhagavad Gita as it is. So that is so powerful. Transcendental knowledge is so powerful that it inspires people to spread and distribute that transcendental knowledge. And in this way, so much the culture of India can actually be fulfilled. So that was the first thing that I saw very inspiring about the Hyderabad temple, that the devotees are quite well educated, and that is due to the fine preaching of the devotees here, especially our Prabhus. But the second thing was that there were so many young people, and where there is youth, there is so much energy. Last night, when Maharaj was leading the kirtan here in this room, there was so much energy. I was on the fourth floor, and the building was dancing back and forth. It really was, and I was praying. But so many young people, and young people means life, it means energy, it means the future. And the future is very important for you to hold in a proper way due to the methodologies and the kirtan and the deity worship and the prasadam distribution and the transcendental knowledge. In 1975, in Melbourne, Australia, I was in the room with Srila Prabhupada, and he said, "Why are we so interested in book distribution?" And then he answered the question himself, because it is distribution of knowledge. And he said the same words again, because it is distribution of knowledge. And he also said at the same time that my only criticism of the devotees is that they think my books are for distribution, not for reading. He actually said that. I personally heard him say that. And then he actually imitated a book distributor, saying, "My dear sir, please take this book." And then he imitated the dear sir, the person who was supposed to take the book. And he said, "What's the book about? What's in it?" And then Prabhupada answered the question, taking the role of the book distributor again, and said, "I don't know. It's for you." And then he said, "This is not an export business. Because in an export business, someone takes some goods and it just passes through his hands and he distributes those goods to others. And in that way, he is happy." So in this way, Srila Prabhupada stressed the importance of distribution of transcendental literatures because it is so important. He even told me on a later date that we should distribute the books by hook or by crook, meaning by any means. Because the world is so lacking transcendental knowledge. In other words, it is overflowing in ignorance, bodily consciousness, and so attracted to Maya, illusion, and so greedy and so lusty and so angry. And the world is in such a dangerous position because of this. Really, sometimes when we live in India, we don't see the dangers that are going on in this world. But you could ask our Maharaj, who's traveling all over the world, and it is really dangerous. Boom, it could go like that. And it's based on bodily consciousness, misunderstanding of what religion really is. And it is based on false ego, my country, my this, my that, my religion is the best. But it is not. The world is not based on transcendental knowledge. And if we don't take up the distribution of transcendental knowledge and really help people understand who we are actually and what the purpose of life is, then we will, we can actually affect the world. This is something that it is important for us to understand. We, even though we are tiny and insignificant, but if we cooperate and work together, we can actually affect the world. Prabhupada also told myself and Jagatwini Mataji, my wife, we were in the Philippines, and there was a program, and in the program was, anyway, I could tell you about the program, but before the program, it was a rare moment when just the two of us were sitting with Srila Prabhupada in a room before the program, just waiting for the room to fill up. And there was a little hotel flag there, and Prabhupada picked it up, and it broke immediately. And he just looked at us and just laughed. And there was so much meaning in that simple exchange, and that was one of the mysterious things about being with Srila Prabhupada. You could write a book, practically speaking, about every day with Srila Prabhupada, because everything had meaning. Everything was deep and meaningful, because he was deep and meaningful, fully focused. So anyway, he laughed, and immediately I thought some philosophy that he was thinking, that he wanted to tell us, that he was demonstrating by his act and by his consciousness, was to see the nature of the material world. We think it is so sturdy. We think it's here to stay. We think that today will be just like tomorrow for me, on and on and on. But one day we'll touch it and it will break, it will collapse. It is actually padam padam yad vipadam nate, some very dangerous place. So then he said, and this was the bigger point, he said, and please listen carefully, because it is a message that I would like to transfer to you from Srila Prabhupada to each and every one of you. He said, it is my desire that everyone in the universe becomes Krishna conscious. So he didn't even say the world. He said the universe. And then he said, and this is the message that I would like to transfer to you all, even the littlest ones. What's your name again? Damodar, still 10 years old also? Good. Still very serious. He said, you please help me fulfill this desire. So you're clapping, now you have to do it. Please, please, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, please help him fulfill this desire to make everyone in the universe Krishna conscious. And what does that mean? It doesn't mean just joining a religion or a sect or a branch of Hinduism. It means prema paramato mahan, experiencing the life of the soul, who we really are. It means developing love for Krishna and Krishna's dear ones in Vrindavan. That's what Krishna consciousness. This is the gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the gift of Srila Prabhupada, and this is the gift of the followers of Srila Prabhupada. But we shouldn't just make it an export business. We ourselves should also advance and become carriers of deep Krishna consciousness. In San Francisco, once Srila Prabhupada was walking by the ocean, and the Pacific Ocean, Pacific means peaceful. So he said, why is the ocean peaceful? The devotees were walking with him. Why is the ocean peaceful? And then he answered the question, because it is deep. Because it is deep. And if we don't become deep, myself included, we'll be battered around by the waves and the winds of the material energy, with life's ups and downs. And sometimes the downs can be very, very heavy. And the ups can be exhilarating, but then comes the downs. But if we become deep, and deep means deep in our relationship with Krishna and those dear to him, if we become deep, we'll become steady on that platform. That is the gift of transcendental knowledge, that even living in the material world, even Vishwapurna Sukhayate, even living in the material world, we can be living with Krishna. And that is the glory of preaching, because you're taking a risk. That is the glory of book distribution, because you're taking a risk going out and trying to help someone who basically doesn't want to be helped at all. They don't even know they need to be helped. They don't know what they're missing. The life of the soul, the life of Krishna, serving Krishna in the spiritual world. And it's taking a risk. And it's a tapasya, it's a jagya, it's an offering. And if we do that, we will learn so much. We will learn how to be steady in success and failure. We will learn so much. We'll learn the benefits of pleasing Krishna, and we will learn that Krishna will take care of us and that we should depend on him in all circumstances. These are the great lessons of life. So thank you very much for allowing me to say something.
So let us thank His Grace Burjan Prabhu for his wonderful association by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So today on this auspicious day, we are also starting one mobile app, ISKCON Hyderabad mobile app. So we'll be starting this app from the hands of His Holiness Indradyumna Swami Maharaj. Hari Bol. So it's named ISKCON Hyderabad. Yeah, they can download. It's named as ISKCON Hyderabad. So wherein in future all the courses and
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Forward to help preparing this app. This app is basically for all that you want. You want any information, you want to do anything with ISKCON habits, you want to participate in a course, you want to have darshan, you want to make a donation, or you want to know different courses that are being offered. Everything is there in this one particular app. And this is also a technology, recent technology which is developed. This is called blockchain technology. The blockchain technology is mainly for transparency. That once things are entered into this, in this technology, it's like you got something into the account books. Once you noted something in the account books, before putting it in the account books, you can't edit it or anything after putting it. Before that, you have to do whatever you have to do, but after putting it, you cannot edit it. So this app is, many of you may not be able to understand what I'm saying, but once you start using it, you will understand what it is. That everything will be very transparent. Whatever service you do, whatever, if you wanted to introduce someone to ISKCON Habits, you can just send this app to them and they will download and they will start using this app. So all these things are embedded in this app, and this is done completely free of charge and as a service to Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Gaunithai, and Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev and Srila Prabhupada by one of our well-wisher. His name is Mr. Satyam Rajan. Any of their representative came?
The company people are there.
They're here.
Help devotees to download.
They are here to help devotees to download. So we request every one of you. We are downloading so many apps, but this is something that which we are like a bread and butter that we are daily dealing with. Those who are connected to this temple, they can download this app. And there are some representatives of that company. They will help us download this app. This app is ISKCON Habits. That is the name of this app, and it is there in the Play Store, Android as well as Apple Play Store. This is there, so you can download this. And I would like all of you to just give them encouragement by thanking them by saying once Hare Krishna mantra for their spiritual benefit, and so that they can offer their services to many others. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you all.
Now I'd like to request the HTMCs, His Grace Vedant Chetan Prabhu and His Grace Sitaram Prabhu to facilitate Prabhupada disciples by giving a small gift to them as a token of gratitude for the service. So we are having Srila Prabhupada's murtis. So I request the HTMCs to first facilitate His Holiness Indradyumna Swami Maharaj. So let us stand by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now I'd like to request them to facilitate His Grace Burujan Prabhu. Let us thank them. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Also, I request them to give to His Grace Anand Maipro also for his service. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Yeah. So, before we start the Srila Prabhupada Book Marathon prize distribution, we would like to thank the HTMCs, His Grace Vedant Chetan Prabhu and His Grace Sitaram Prabhu who are present here, and His Grace Radhesham Prabhu and Vardha Krishna Prabhu for inspiring us. So, we would like to request Maharaj to gift them Srila Prabhupada's Murti, please, so that for their inspiration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. So first we'll be starting with the distribution of prizes for those devotees who have distributed more than 1,000 books. So those who have distributed more than 1,000 books, we request them to start coming. If Prabhuji is from this side, left side, and Mataji is that side, so that they can keep receiving. So now I request Srila Prabhupada disciples to please distribute those gifts to devotees who have distributed more than 1,000 books. So before that, I just want to announce the total number of books distributed by all the devotees together in this year, 2023 and 24. So the total number of books distributed this year collectively by all the devotees is 1,25,047 Mahabig books. Haribo! And Srimad Bhagavatam sets 384, Chaitanya Charitamrita sets 10, big books 977, medium books 994, and small books 15,210. So let us thank all the devotees by once loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So first we would like to, can please sit Maharaj. They will come and if you can sit here, yeah, then they will start coming and receiving here. Yeah. So first we would like to thank devotees from Matchless Gift Stall who have been arranging all the books for all of us. His Grace Venugopal Krishna Prabhu, Gaurang Sundar Prabhu, Ravi Prabhu, Shekhar Prabhu, please come and receive their gifts. Then we will also like to thank Value Education Contest team and online book distribution team. His Grace Vishnu Prasad Prabhu, Naresh Prabhu, Kashiram Prabhu, Sai Pratap Prabhu, Sri Babu Prabhu, Ranjit Prabhu. Please give them a big round of applause because these devotees have arranged, they are like foundation for book distribution because they arranged all these things for us. That's why we are able to distribute. If they didn't make all these arrangements for us, it would be very, very difficult for us to distribute. So please, those devotees can come and receive those gifts. Also from Shastradan team. So Shastradan, we know that so many devotees do book distribution through Shastradan. In that Rakesh Prabhu, Jeevan Prabhu, Shrikant, Shakar Prabhu, Muniraj Prabhu, Rohit Prabhu, Praneet Prabhu, Hari Kumar Prabhu and Jagadishwar Prabhu. So all these devotees have in the background worked very hard to distribute, to arrange all the things for us so that we can nicely distribute. Anybody else? Please, Kashiram Prabhu, Vishnu Prasad Prabhu, please. Haribo. So, His Grace, His Grace Radhesham Prabhu is not here, but we would like to just thank Prabhuji for his book distribution, for his inspiration. Prabhuji distributed 1,399 Mahabig books, 85 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, 6 Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, 39 big books, 8 medium books, 294 small books. Totally distributed 2,990 Mahabig books. Haribo! So now I would like to call devotees who have distributed 1,000 books and more. They can come one by one and receive their gifts. So for devotees who have distributed 1,000 books and more, this is the gift. So this is Prabhupada's lotus feet, which they can worship at their home. Prabhupada is leading us back home, back to Godhead. That is written on that. So we would like to request Sushil Chaudhary Prabhu, who distributed more than 2,300 books. Haribo! Sripati Prabhu, 1,800 books. Krishna Swami Prabhu, 1,800 books. His Grace Ram Sharan Prabhu, 1500 books. Please come. Then from His Grace Venugopal Krishna Prabhu's Bhakta His Grace Purna Brahma Prabhu, 2500 books. Her Grace Daivi Shakti Mataji, 1100 books. Ravi Lochan Prabhu and Venugopal Prabhu, 1000 books. Ravi Teja Prabhu, 1000 books. Each Then His Grace Jagan Mohan Chaitanya Prabhu, 1000 books. Niranjan Prabhu, 1000 books. Rajesh Buddhe Prabhu, 1000 books. Vasudev Nitai Prabhu, 1000 books. His Grace Srinivas Sati Priya Prabhu, 1000 books. His Grace Raseshwar Madhav Prabhu, 1000 books. Ravi Teja Prabhu, 1000 books. Please give them a big round of applause. His Grace Raghulalam Prabhu, 1000 books. His Grace Prem Nartan Prabhu and Adilabad devotees, 3900 books. Pandurang Prabhu, 1000 books. Okay, next we would like to request devotees who have distributed 500 books and above. Project that gift can show. One. So those devotees who distributed 500 and above, they'll be getting this very nice photo of Srila Prabhupada, which can be also, means there is a light which we can keep and it will be glowing. So Prabhupada is enlightening all of us. So we would like to call devotees. His Grace Ravi Lochan Prabhu from His Grace Venugopal Krishna Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, 940 books. Hari Bol. His Grace Narsingh Bhagwan Prabhu, 750 books. Her Grace Tulsi Charan Mataji, 540 books. Hari Bol. Please give a big round of applause to them. From Vizag Value Education Contest team, they distributed in Vizag around 6,600 books. Haribo. So I'll call their names. His Grace Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Prabhu, His Grace Tarun Mohan Prabhu, Venkateshwar Prabhu, Ashish Prabhu, in Tumkur Value Education Contest, Ashish Prabhu, Anup Prabhu, Prashant Prabhu, Ajay Prabhu. So they all distributed more than 500 books. So please thank them by once chanting Haribol. Haribol! In Hyderabad, devotees distributed around 12,000 books in Value Education Contest. Shivam Prabhu, Shashank Prabhu, Shiv Prakash Prabhu, Tribhuvan Prabhu, Arundan Prabhu, 500 books. Haribo! His Grace Leela Sukh Prabhu, 542 books. His Grace Ram Sundar Prabhu, Navya Mataji, 546 books. Padma V Mataji 500 books. From Madhapur Yoga, His Grace Murtiman Archan Prabhu 500 books. Sajjan Prabhu 500 books. Jyoti Madhu Mataji 537 books. His Grace Murli Gopinath Prabhu 509 books. Giridhar Prabhu 500 books. Please say Haribol. Haribol. Vijay Prabhu and Shobha Mataji 793 books. Divya Mataji and Upendra Prabhu 520 books. Please keep clapping. Haribo. Sachidanand Vigra Prabhu 500 books. Ramakrishna Prabhu 500 books. Pramod Prabhu 500 books. Praveen Prabhu 500 books. Vishnu Prabhu 500 books. His Grace Brahma Hari Prabhu, Tirupati Prabhu and Sampath Prabhu together 520 books. Dheeraj Prabhu and Namrata Agarwal Mataji 500 books. Deepak Kabra Prabhu and family 500 books. Hemavarna Chaitanya Prabhu 500 books. Sai Jayan Prabhu 500 books. His Grace Venkatpati Achyut Prabhu 500 books. His Grace Parth Pran Prabhu 500 books. His Grace Gyan Sagar Krishna Prabhu 627 books. अच्छा मेल नहीं किया विष्णु प्रसाद को 1,25,000 हरी बोल हरी बोल हरी बोल हो गया अच्छा those who are taking the gift for 500 please collect the charger at the table here left side to charge that. Hare Krishna. So now next we would like to thank the devotees who have distributed more than 108 books. 108 books. So for them we have a bead bag. Ribol. Bead bag. Bead bag. Bead bag. Open. Fast. So we have a very nice bead bag, especially designed for this book distribution. So this bead bag will be given to the devotees who have distributed 108 Maha Big Books and more. So now I'll call the devotees Bhakti Vriksha wise. So we would request the Prabhupada disciples to give them these gifts. So from His Grace Madan Kumar Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, they distributed actually around 8,848 Mahabig books totally. Rivo. So in that Nutan Rasane Prabhu, His Grace Murli Krishna Prabhu, His Grace Madan Kumar Prabhu, KV Ramesh Prabhu, Darshak Prabhu, Sanda Devi Mataji, Raki Viyapu Mataji, His Grace Swadhyay Prabhu, Preeti Mataji, T. Lakshmi Narayan Prabhu, all of them distributed 108. Hari Bol! Hare Krishna, we request devotees to please give way so that these devotees who are receiving gifts, they can come. His Grace Venugopal Krishna Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, they distributed 6,946 Mahabig books. Hari Bol! Her Grace Madhavi Devi Mataji, Her Grace Nitya Rupini Sachidevi Mataji, Padmavati Mataji, Tulsi Charan Mataji, Shri Krishna Kumar Prabhu, Vendala Mataji, Her Grace Parthasarthi Prabhu, His Grace Parthasarthi Prabhu. All these devotees distributed 108 books. Hari Bol! Then Value Education Contest team in Vizag, they distributed 6,618 Mahabig books. Hari Bol! Ankit Sahu Prabhu, Amit Gupta Prabhu, Narada Murthy Prabhu. So these three devotees are currently here. So they distributed 108 books. Hari Bol! Value Education Contest team in Hyderabad, they distributed around total 12,000 books. Bal Kishan Prabhu, Jagannath Prabhu, Gopiraj Prabhu, Sai Mohan Prabhu, Sai Kumar Prabhu, Rohan Prabhu, Sai Kumar Prabhu, Shiv Kumar Prabhu, they all distributed 108 books. Hari Bol! Then from His Grace Ram Sundar Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, they distributed 4,640 Mahabig books. Hari Bol! Mohan Prabhu, Maheshwari Mataji and Sham Prabhu, Raja Lakshmi Mataji, Sarita Venkateshwarlu Mataji, Krishnaveni Mataji, Venkat Pavan Prabhu, V. Ramadevi Mataji, Chandra Prakash Prabhu, His Grace Nitai Chaitanya Prabhu, Parameshwar Prabhu, Raju Shivarashi Prabhu, Ramani Mataji, B. Srinivas Prabhu, they all distributed 108 books. Hari Bol! Please keep clapping as a service to thank them. Then Madhapur Yoga devotees, they distributed 4,500 Mahabig books. Harish Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu, Ashish Prabhu, Srinivas Prabhu, Akshat Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Narsimha Prabhu, Rajan Prabhu, Sai Ram Prabhu, Manikanta Prabhu, Mandar Prabhu, Amani Mohan Prabhu, His Grace Sankarshan Seva Prabhu, Tirukumar Prabhu, Anvesh Prabhu, Vardhan Prabhu, Abhishek Gopinath Prabhu, Sonu Prabhu, Ishtade Gopal Prabhu, Srinivas Verma Prabhu, Sandeep Prabhu, Tushar Prabhu, Ganasham Prabhu and Navajot Prabhu, they all distributed 108 books. Hari Bol! Then His Grace Murli Gopinath Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, they distributed 4,298 Mahabig books. Hari Bol! So from Murli Gopinath Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, Rahul Prabhu, Manjulali, Hare Krishna, we request devotees to please give path to the devotees who are coming to receive gifts. Rahul Prabhu, Manjulali Madhumati Devi Mataji, Sweta Mataji, His Grace Bhadra Gopal Prabhu, Shri Ranjani Mataji, His Grace Manohar Govind Prabhu, Vrindakund Mataji, Neelam Agarwal Mataji, TV Malati Mataji and Shivdi Prabhu. So they all distributed 108 books. Hari Bol! Nellore Value Education Contest team, they distributed 4,187 Mahabig books. Hari Bol! Rahul Prabhu, Aman Prabhu, Kailash Prabhu, Jai Krishna Prabhu, Sai Krishna Prabhu, Shankar Panda Prabhu, Chandrasekhar Prabhu and Padmavati Mataji. So they all distributed 108 books. Hari Bol! So we request devotees to quickly come and collect their gifts and give way to others. Next, from His Grace Narsimha Stuti Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, they distributed 4056 Mahabig books. Hari Bol. From that, Murlika Devi Mataji, Varun Karthik Prabhu, Srinivas Prabhu, His Grace Narsimha Stuti Prabhu, Madhav Krishna Reddy Prabhu, Nilima Mataji, Aradhita Mataji, Rama Devi Mataji, Vijay Lakshmi Mataji, His Grace Shriman Chaitanya Prabhu, Vimala Mataji, Varalakshmi Mataji. So they all distributed 108 books. Hari Bol. Take. तो 500 देते हैं भूल गए Hare Krishna, we request devotees not to offer obeisances on stage as it is becoming late, so they can collect the gift and they can leave. Hare Krishna, we request devotees to please collect the gift and leave. They can offer obeisances later on away from the stage. Hare Krishna, we again request devotees, please, you can offer your obeisances, not on the stage, away from the stage. Okay, next we have His Grace Raghulalam Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha. They distributed 3,981 Mahabig books. Hari Bo. So we have Deenavatsal Prabhu, Srinivas Prabhu, Uma Devi Mataji, Kanchana Vrinda Mataji, Akila Mataji, Bindu Mataji, Sangeeta Singh Mataji, Ambika Mataji, Shaji Prabhu, Sudhakar Yadav Prabhu, Chaitanya Katha Prabhu, and Umesh Prabhu. All of them distributed 108 books. Hari Bol. Please give them big round of applause. Hari Bol, please. His Grace Raghulalam Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha members, please collect your gifts. Then Jangaon and Sangareddy Value Education Contest, they distributed 2500 Mahabig books. Hari Bol. Suresh Prabhu, Krishnakant Prabhu, Harshit Prabhu, Arajit Prabhu and Amit Prabhu. All of them distributed 108 books. Hari Bol. Then Radha Madan Mohan Yoga devotees distributed 2,200 Mahabig books. Hari Bol. Shri Babu Prabhu, Rahul Prabhu, Sanjay Prabhu and Mohit Prabhu. All of them distributed 108 books. Hari Bol. Then Nallagandla congregation devotees, they distributed 1856 Mahabig books. Hari Bol. So anybody from their congregation, Nirendra Prabhu, somebody can come and collect. Then Tandur Value Education Contest, Varshik Prabhu and Vinay Prabhu, they distributed 108 Mahabig books. Hari Bol. His Grace Nagaraj Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, they distributed 797 Mahabig books. Srinivasul Prabhu, 108 books. Then Vimal Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, they distributed 710 Mahabig books. Ravi Kumar Prabhu, Durga Madhav Prabhu, Bhavani Prasad Prabhu and team, 460 Mahabig books. Hari Bol. And Raghavendra Prabhu and Priyanka Mataji, 108 Mahabig books. Then His Grace Prem Kirtan Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, they distributed 900 books. His Grace Radhika Raman Prabhu, 108 Mahabig books. Then Gaurangavani, they distributed 750 Mahabig books. Durga Rao Prabhu, Sunita Mataji, Padmavati Mataji, Prabhavati Mataji, Mallesh Prabhu, Nikhil Prabhu, Pavan Jadhav Prabhu. His Grace Bhattu Gopal Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, Haramant Rao Prabhu, 400 Mahabig books. From BITS, Ankit Vadwan Prabhu, 108 Mahabig books. Ishan Prabhu, 108 Mahabig books. His Grace Bal Govind Prabhu, 210 Mahabig books. Then His Grace Navdeep Gaurang Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, His Grace Navdeep Gaurang Prabhu, Antaryami Prabhu, Praveen Prabhu, Sanjeev Prabhu, 273 Mahabig books. Srinivas Narayan Prabhu, 108